So this is Albert's Return by Marriot Edgar. You've heard of our young Albert Ramsbottom at the zoo up at Blackpool one year, with a stick with an horse's head handle, gave a lion a poke in his ear. The name of the lion was Wallace. The poke in his ear made him wild, and before you could say, "Bob's your uncle," he'd upped and he'd swallowed the child. He was sorry the moment he'd done it. With children, he'd always been chums, and besides, he'd no teeth in his muzzle, and he couldn't chew Albert on gums. He could feel the lad moving inside him as he lay on his bed of dried ferns, and it might have been little lad's birthday. He wished him such happy returns. But Albert kept kicking and fighting, and Wallace got up, feeling bad, decided 'twere time that he started to stage a comeback for the lad. Then, putting head down in one corner, on his front paws he started to walk, and he coughed and he sneezed and he gargled till Albert shot out like a cork. Now Wallace felt better directly, and his figure once more became lean. But the only difference with Albert was his face and his hands were quite clean. Meanwhile, Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom had gone back for the tea. Feeling blue, Ma said, "I feel down in the mouth like." Pa said, "Aye, I bet Albert does too." Said Mother, "It just goes to show you that the future is never revealed. If I'd known I was going to lose him, I'd not have had his boots soled and healed." "Let's look on the bright side," said Father. "What can't be helped must be endured. Each cloud has a silvery lining, and we did have young Albert insured." A knock on the door came that moment, as Father these kind words did speak. It were man from Prudential. It come for their twopence per person per week. When Father saw who had been knocking, he laughed, and he kept laughing, so the man said, "Hey, what's there to laugh at?" Pa said, "You'll laugh for and all when you know." "Excuse him for laughing," said Mother, "but really things happen so strange. Our Albert's been ate by a lion. You've got to pay us for a change." Said the young man from the Prudential, "Now, come now, let's understand this. You don't mean to say that you've lost him?" Pa said, "Oh no, we know where he is." When young man had heard all the details, a purse from his pocket he drew, and he paid them with interest and bonus the sum of £9, 4 and 2. That's 4 shillings and twopence. Pa had scarce got his hand on the money when a face at the window, you see. And Mother said, "Hey, look, it's Albert." Father said, "It would be." Albert came in all excited and started his story to give, and Pa said, "I'll never trust lions again, not as long as I live." The young man from Prudential to pick up the money began, but Father said, "Hey, wait a moment, don't be in a hurry, young man." Then, giving young Albert a shilling, he said, "Here, pop off back to the zoo. Get your stick with your horse's head handle and see what the tigers can do."